Hello. I rare use OBS Studio now, and I cannot just start the broadcast. I learning English and a little bit puzzled in the OBS. No, it's probably because I became a little bit, you know, embarrassed in routine. I just forgot the computer science. My name Vyacheslav Lavrinov. I live in Russia. I try to learn English, and I try to learn English, and I need speaking training a little bit. So I decided to make my video blog to train English pronunciation. It's very difficult. Actually, I badly see my try to see my broadcast on mobile phone. It's frozen. It was frozen. It's dark. This is probably my broadcast. It's very dark. Maybe I put some additional light. Just I take my former mobile phone. It was my first Galaxy, budget version, very cheap, but it's very good. But now it's very slow, became very slow. It's Android 9 operating system. Maybe I just put flashlight on that such, and put mobile phone like that. It's very bright enough. I don't know. Now I can't see myself. Anyway, I will try to train my English language in shadow. What happens in Russia? I don't know what to say in English. What happens in Russia? That is, I bought my new Galaxy A14. That is my A14. It's badly seen, but it's how you. Maybe I should close up. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. There is nothing seen. It's Tuesday, June 18. Local time in my place. It's evening. What's more, my news in Russia? I bought bike, and I was all the week embarrassed with the bike. Was busy with the new bike. It's Russian bike. It's made a bit very very weighty, and there is lots of iron, you know it's when you drive it's goes very hard a bit, very hard, but it's so far it's working good, so I'm very pleased. It's a Russian bike, but components, components maybe from abroad, like brakes, handle maybe made abroad, or you know maybe not Russian. And I was traveling on the bike on outskirts. I was traveling to river. I tried to fish, but I still didn't catch any fish, but for me it was very interesting because I was very first I learned very long time for long time. I was learning for long time computer science and English, and I had little time to travel on the bike, and now just of course I felt pleasure. What's other news? I started to learn English a bit much more less than before, but I tried to learn English. I watch movies. I just I just written, I was watching movie yesterday, and I write on the paper time what I watched. Many movies are very boring, and yesterday I started to watch movie with Harvey Keitel, Young Americans. Young Americans, it's very bloody thriller. It's a lot of blood about gangsters. I started to watch Young Americans. I just write that I watch 19 minutes. In order today I will watch again. I will, understand where I ended up. So to continue watch. So I watch. I also search. It's of course it's pirate movies, copies. It pirate copies. I watch pirate copies, but I try to watch only in English in order to in order to learn English. Why I learn English, I don't know. It's connected actually with my religion, because maybe it's rare case, but it connected with my religion. First, I became believer when I was about 25 years old, and then I had problems. I was unemployed, and I wanted to how to work out my religion, Christianity, in order to make some good fruit. In when I was unemployed, I was no opportunity to work, and also there was problems with disabilities, some disabilities. So I started to learn English. In order, I said myself that I should work something. So I started to learn English in order to practice my Christianity. Because Jesus Christ said the believers should make good fruits. There is metaphor when Jesus Christ was going past olive tree, and he started to he tried to find some fruit on olive tree, and when he failed, he said, he said disciples that you should bring good fruits, because you see the tree has no fruits, and so the tree will dry, because it has no use. It's no useful, not useful. So it's metaphor about olive tree. Also, there is other parables and metaphor. There is lots about. Jesus Christ said lot about that believers should bring good fruits. It's parables about talents, and when master give away every servant's a talent. It's money, sort of old age money, ancient era money. He he gave away money, the talent, and he said you should use the talent. It's also, everyone knows the parable about talent from New Testament. So that is why I started to learn English. Also, there was huge fashion, especially in 2000 year. There many politicians' children just moved to United States or Britain, and they even live now. Even now, in sometimes dissidents said, how say said, it's an injustice, because we dissidents, we live abroad, but why children of the politician, of the Russian bankers, why the children live also abroad? But there was fashion, and there is work connected with English language. It's very was popular. It's popular around the world. It's even with the popularity of business in English, there was created English business course, lots of English business courses. That is, no, maybe I thought I would use it also for practical. I thought that I may use English language for practical use, to make money, but when I had lived in a village, and there is lots of difficulties, and I failed to obtain diploma, and without diploma it's impossible. Even now it's impossible to obtain work, in some work job. It's very difficult. without diploma is difficult, even if you know English. So maybe it's even better because I started to learn more English poetry, and when I started to learn English poetry, it was closer to my Christianity, because nearly all English poets were Christian believers, and even William Shakespeare. If you never read Bible, you just will will be you will never understand William Shakespeare, because William Shakespeare is full of Bible stories. It's even Nabucco. Nabucco is Nabu. I forgot the name in English. It's Persian, about a book from Old Testament about Jewish people who were captured by Persian Tsar Emperor Nabucco. Как it's in Italian Nabucco. Now just see Навуходоносор. Навуходоносор in English. There is even I just my brain failed, but William Shakespeare probably even had written play even about story from Bible. In English, written in Wikipedia, Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar. No, but it's very well-known Italian opera Nabucco. No, but it's called Nabucco. It's no, but it's Nebuchadnezzar the First. It's I don't know, maybe easy to watch opera. What it's easy watch opera on Wikipedia. It's even in English written Nabucco. It's Nabucodonosor maybe in English. In English anyway written Nebuchadnezzar. It's Nabucco, very well known play, but it's Verdi, it's composer Verdi, Giuseppe Verdi. If you never read Bible, you can't understand even the opera by Giuseppe Verdi, Nabucco. So when I start to read English poetry, it's even better for me because it's because I knew Bible, so I understood what I read. So it's maybe even better that I never learned business English, because business English is also has lots of good things, because there is lots of dialogue, everyday dialogue. It's when you learn business English, you learn how to speak every day in shop, in market, in in business, some routine. Business language is also very good, and maybe just I have lack of routine English, every day usual phrases in English. What's other news in Russia? In Russia, in policy, something terrible happens. There is no constitution, there is no law, and all all constitution overridden by legislative council. Override all constitution. In constitution was written that you have right of right to free expression, to free speech. You have right to criticize government. You have right to go on demonstration outside on street, but legislative council just overridden all constitution, and you have no right anymore. You cannot speak to criticize government. You cannot go on demonstration. You have no rights, because if legislative council said that you go on demonstration, it's you may pose danger for traffic, for example, street traffic. So it's sort of extremism. So if you go on demonstration, it's not, how to say, if you first not set about with administration of city, then it's extremism, because you may hurt street traffic. And if you go on demonstration, you extremist, and also you terrorist. If you criticize government, and you hurt order in country, it's also terrorism. Constitution in fact became how useless. Constitution of Russia became useless. It's, I don't know, it's sort of monarchy, and it's sort of Marxism. Although President said he is not Marxist, he is Orthodox Christian, but in fact it's Marxism. And it's sort of Chinese Marxism, because there is no equality. Because if you in government, you can have lots of business, lots of money. It's Chinese Marxism. If you communist, you can have lots of money, but if you're not communist, you will be very poor, peasant, and you will be enemy of the state. It's inequality, and your money connected with your participation in Communist Party. And in Russia now, actually it's Chinese Marxism. But anyway, Vladimir Putin said it's not Marxism, sort of it's sort of domestic philosophy. The philosophy is very unique. It's only in Russia, but I think it's the same that in China. So we have no constitution. In fact, in the euro we have constitution, but de facto we have nothing. And I don't know what you say more. I think I think just very soon Marxism will be pronounced, publicly announced that we have Marxism again, because in fact it's Marxism, and it's just some sort of game. I see it's Marxism, but nobody says that it is Marxism, but it's Marxism. In fact, it's Marxism. Marxism, or I don't know, maybe the German philosophers who created Marxism, they didn't know that the Marxism will be of such sort, but it's sort of tyranny, but tyranny is called Marxism, I think, because it was already in Soviet Union, especially during Joseph Stalin time, and it's very comparable to Joseph Stalin time. So I think it's Marxism, because in how to say in English, when you feel what it's political system, you feel it's Marxism, but nobody says that it is Marxism, and everybody says that it is sort of patriotism and unique Russian political system. you know that is what happens inside Russia. you know in my village, nobody, I think, understands me. Many think that I absolutely disabled people, a disabled person, because I speak something strange words. Nobody understands English. Many think that I have disabled idiot. And but sometimes I feel also that security service a little bit watching me, because sometimes you see that your mobile phone or computer working strangely, but I have no close interruption with security service, because it's very little village. It's very little village, and I never worked in, I have some sort of, I have little education, I was trying to obtain railroad technician profession of railroad technician, but I failed also, because also I had illness. It was sort of disability, I don't know. So I never has I never has meeting with some security secret some industries, how to say. I just no, in fact I'm sort of peasant, or working class. I can dig soil, for example, or plant potatoes. I can dig soil, and or I now I there is there is some little buildings, very old, and very ruined, no ruins ruined, and I start to learn masonry, to lay to lay bricks. I start to learn masonry, by myself. I bought how to, it's, I will, he's just my tools. I start learn masonry. What's masonry? It's sort of, it's like just tool when you lay bricks in the wall. Song by Pink Floyd. So I think that security has no business with me, because really it would be silly if I would be arrested. But in fact, yes, we have sort of tyranny. Also, I have lots of criticism about United States, maybe, or Ukraine, but yeah, I have ability to criticize United States or Ukraine or British Isles, Kingdom, United Kingdom or European Union. I can easily criticize. I have no problem. I think there is really lots of problem in United States, in European Union. For example, the death of refugees in Mediterranean. I have no problem to criticize European Union, but Russia, I cannot criticize Russia. At least I cannot criticize Russia openly. Maybe I think after all, they will put me in mental asylum, because they said it's idiot. He says something we cannot understand. He said foreign language. It's obviously he is very ill, and after all, they will put me in mental asylum if I will be criticized them. So. I became very closed person, because I understand that we have tyranny, but I cannot say about, so I became very closed. And I speak with local peasants about simple things, about soil, about river, about potato, you know about how to lay bricks in the wall. What I understand. I noticed that I started also lot I started to swear lots of. I say very often bad words in, it's language Russian. It's sort of. No, I try to understand the life of working class, and when I speak with talking with working class, I badly understand if I wouldn't use swearing language. So I notice that when I stop to learn computer science and English language, and I started to work outside, I noticed that I use lots of swearing language, and how I became very rude, some rude peasants. And even on Twitter, I noticed that even some English journalists sometimes call me man. It's man. Man without diploma. He's very rude man. What you say, man? We all have PhD, but you just man. No, I don't know. in fact, it's Christianity very helps me, but often I feel often that I very boring, you know. No, I became more or less old aged, and the life became boring. Sometimes I think I'm very boring. Just I want sleep. I don't want to speak anybody. Also, I became very, how to say, forgot name. I became very, how to say, now I use. I became very hot tempered, you know, hot tempered, sort of. e- Every time I'm very boring, you know, how to say, unpleased, very boring, unpleased, and I feel my life is very, how to say, very boring, and it's how it's. I feel pressure and laziness. I don't see future for Russia even, because we have no constitution de facto. I see no future for Russia. Probably Russia will be all the time sort of tyranny. We became sort of Chinese communism, and I don't know. I don't see any future. It's so in fact that is Christianity again very helps me, because I tried to learn English, to watch the Hollywood stupid movies with lots of blood, thrillers, you know but I have not, because I Christian. It's not just sort of European sort of thinking, because anyway, I partly understand Donald Trump and American conservatives in, for example, about abortion right, because we badly understand how the life of humans developing. So I partly understand American conservatives about abortion right. It's in order it should be restricted, probably. It shouldn't be just routine thing, maybe, but I'm not sure. I read what Joe Biden says about abortion right. I'm not sure. So you know my political views is not easy. It's all my learning English.